Could you talk about your work and the actual impact it's having?
Well, I think what was really one of the favorite things that I did in my job was to be speaking to a group of children at all different ages and to see them engage. The Little E's were so fun to be kind of their introduction to what they're doing online and what they're going to do, and asking them a lot of questions. You get so many amazing, answers that really help you understand more about their world. But then speaking to the teenagers, and I'd come into the room, and I hated when teachers would introduce me as Lorin is here to talk about internet safety. You could just see their brains just shut right off. So I'd have to tell the teachers, just don't introduce me. Just say some lady is here and she's going to talk about her son. Because it would take me then a while to reach them, to engage with them. But I could do it because it was a real life story. It resonated with them. It was what they might be seeing on their own online platforms within themselves or within their friends. And so that was one of the best moments that I would ever have, was when I could see those sort of teenagers kind of click and start to think, actually, this woman, even though she's a mom and an old lady, she's onto something, because I've experienced this too. And I think that impact that I've seen, and just the parents that have been so appreciative of having Breck's story and other children's stories as well to use as that platform for discussion, rather than just a list of rules that they'll just shut down on. So I think, the way we've evolved, the way we teach, is we want to involve young people, hear what they have to say. One of my favorite things are Breck ambassadors who do peer-on-peer training, because then they can talk the talk, and they all know what it's like being in their position and experiencing their lives through their social medias. So I think it's really interesting, but there's so much to do in this realm and so many people to collaborate with. And I've been so appreciative of the people that have wanted to do that, because really only together can we make the difference.
How safe are children today, and is enough being done to protect them?
Well, I think, what just came to my mind is one of the warmest moments when I was at a secondary school with teenage girls, and at the end of my speech, one came up and asked me if she could have a hug. Now, this was pre-COVID, and sure, who cares? In fact, I would do it now too. But the next one said, can I have a hug? And it ended up, the whole assembly, 100 girls, came and gave me a hug, because even though they weren't parents yet, they could feel the sense that I had, that I wanted to help them, that I wanted them to understand I wasn't trying to lecture. And I'll never forget some of those moments, and especially that one. It was amazing. But when you see other people working in these realms, and you just want to collaborate because they're just so full of fire. I mean, I think of Baroness Biben Kidron, who runs Five Rights, who tries so hard to make safer internet and working so hard with the online safety bill in Parliament. She's my inspiration and a ball of fire, and she just has it in her that she wants children to have the life we all want for our children, safe, healthy, and happy. And the bereaved parents that I've met through that group are also inspirational. And when we get together, there's just such a warmth, because we all want this for the rest of the children in the world. It's too late for our own. And working with them is just so inspiring, and really sort of helps to know that what we're doing is so necessary, not just for us, but for the people that we don't want to happen to their family.
Yeah. So finally, how can people help you and support the work that you're doing?
Well, I'd say awareness is it's just one of the words that's so important to me, because new parents and new teachers, there's so much that they have to learn about their work, about their life, about their families. And I just think anyone who's listening today, if we could just ask to talk to a handful of people about Breck's story, about other children's stories, and ways that we can engage and educate children to work to keep safer for themselves. We can't force safety upon them. We're trying with safer platforms and laws, but at the end of the day, a predator will find a way to get through to them. So we need the education there. And I just think the more we talk about these issues using Breck's and other children's stories, the more our children will understand that these aren't just worries that parents have. These are things that are really happening. And I think that's what's really important to me. And I know, funnily enough, Breck wasn't like Mr. on show. He would be probably freaking out that I've, talked about him so much. But I also think he would be proud that I've tried so hard to have something good come out of, his tragic story.
Yeah. And your website?
breckfoundation.org.
Okay,
and we have a great team, and originally it was just me speaking, and now we have other people who speak just as well or better than I do about the subject, and it's just that is amazing to me that we've grown to the level that we have a whole team and not just me shouting to the world.
Well, Lorin, it's absolutely amazing to talk to you. You're a total inspiration to me, as I said earlier, and I think it's wonderful on a day which is all about peacekeeping and peace building. Then you're certainly doing that for the people who have listened to this today.
Yes, and I think it's so important when you think about our lives. We want peace on the internet. We want peace for our children on the internet and for ourselves. It's just like the real world, but out there, and it needs to be just as peaceful and just as inspiration and just as good as we want the rest of our lives to be. And I think it's really connected to me that I would love to see the digital world be more healthy, happy, safe, and peaceful.
Lorin, thanks a lot.
Thank you.